From your local election headquarters, this is Big Country Politics on KTAB.
That's right. All right, we're back on Big Country Politics with the regular guest on the show, Dr. Paul Fabrizio with McMurray University, political science professor. Thanks for being here once again on the show.
It's good to be here.
Well, we asked you back because we're thick in the middle of impeachment hearings, I think. I don't know, is it an official hearing? Let's start from the beginning because I was explaining to you, I think I watch it like a lot of people are watching. I think I even watch it more than a lot of people because a lot of people are at work. They don't have TVs in their office like we do, and I can look up every once in a while and read the captions or turn up the TV, and and I'll listen to it for a little while until I get busy. And then when I get home, it's on the news, it's on the national news, and I'm halfway paying attention to it now. I just know that hearings are going on, has to do with impeachment.
Yes.
And so let's start from the beginning. The first hearings we saw was not an impeachment hearing. There were hearings to decide if we were going to have impeachment hearings, right?
Right. The first hearings were investigatory. They were to gather evidence. And so that's why it took place at the House Intelligence Committee, not the House Judiciary Committee. Now it's moved over to the House Judiciary Committee. About 80% of the members are lawyers, and they're supposed to specialize in dealings with the law, with the Constitution.
So real quick, now that it's moved over there, are these official impeachment hearings?
Yes, yes, very, very much. We're in the official historic phase now. So what we've got is articles of impeachment were introduced into the House Judiciary Committee. Today, or more correctly Thursday, they're going to be debated on and voted on. And then after they are passed by the House Judiciary Committee, next week, they will go to the full House for a vote. There'll be a debate and a vote.
Articles of impeachment. So just so I have this clear, articles of impeachments were introduced last week, right? After the investigatory, however you say that word, hearings.
Right.
Now these articles were introduced. Now they have to be voted on
by the House Judiciary Committee, and then, assuming they pass the House Judiciary Committee, they would then go to the House of Representatives, and the House of Representatives will vote on them then.
And then that's where we hear everybody talking about, do they have the votes to do that?
Right, right. So the House, when the vote is taken in the House of Representatives, probably Tuesday is what the scheduling looks like now. That will be a historic time. If they pass the House of Representatives, and right now it looks like they will, that'll be only the third time in American history that a president has been impeached.
Because we know Clinton
and Andrew Johnson after the Civil War. Those are the only two times.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nixon?
So Nixon was not impeached.
He resigned.
He resigned first.
That's right, that's right.
He knew he was going to get impeached, so he got out of there.
Okay. And then the process of being impeached does not mean it does not mean the president will be out of office. That's what the process is called.
Right. It's just a way for it. If it's not a criminal thing, it's a political thing. But if you move it over to a criminal process, it would be comparable to a grand jury.
Okay.
Okay. So it would be equivalent of indicting someone. So this is simply called impeaching someone. That's all it is. Then it goes to the Senate, and the Senate would take it up in January, and they would have some sort of a trial presided over by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, John Roberts. And at that point, they would take a vote whether to convict him of the articles of impeachment, and then do they want to kick him out of office.
Okay. We're going to slow down a little bit.
Sure.
Because now I'm confused.
Okay.
So, Tuesday, and then this is great that we're talking about this today. It's Sunday morning because you're getting us ready for Tuesday. And Tuesday is the big historic day where the Senate votes.
No.
Not the
House of Representatives.
The House of Representatives, sorry.
Right.
Votes.
Yes.
To move forward.
Right. To impeach the president, saying we find the president did something wrong.
And then at that point, it would be historic because it's the third time that this has happened.
Correct.
So we're waiting for Tuesday to see what really happens next.
Right. And that date could change. It
Okay.
could be later, could be earlier.
But right now, it's Tuesday.
Right now, everybody's thinking it's Tuesday. But again, they're going to have a debate in the House of Representatives about impeaching the president.
Is it going to be televised like
Oh, you better believe
everything
it.
else?
I assume monitor stations
Everybody's going to be
covering.
breaking in, and
It is a historic time.
wow.
Okay, I mean, we need to put this in context. What the Democrats are talking about is overturning a national election. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal. So,
It would be historic. It would be shocking, maybe. I mean, to some people it would be. To others, they've been expecting this for a long time. Have no doubt that this was going to go through. Let's get to why before we move on there. Let's get to why all this happened, and it's because of a phone call, right?
that's one of the charges,
That's
yes.
one of the charges. The president, it has to do with the Ukraine and an investigation of Joe Biden's son.
Correct. And in that phone call, did the president use what's called a quid pro quo? In other
you do
words,
this for me, and I'll do this for you. That's what that means.
right. In other words, I'm supposed to give you almost $400 million in aid. You'll get it, but you have to do something for me that helps my political campaign. So it's the president, the charges, putting the president's personal re-election efforts above the national interest.
Did that aid, right before we go to commercial and come back with more with Dr. Paul Fabrizio, did that aid go to the Ukraine?
Almost all of it has now gone to the Ukraine. I think there's only 30 million that has not gone yet.
Okay, so some cause and effect there, I guess. Yeah. All right. We're going to continue our conversation with Dr. Paul Fabrizio on the impeachment hearings, the impeachment process. We're going to learn more about this before it's all over. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.